Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video on Conqueror's Blade. So today we are going to be revisiting the Modao Battalion. So we did a video on these maybe a month or so ago now, but you gave me some great advice down in the comments particularly about changing the Veterancy line, changing a little bit of my playstyle, and I've actually updated some of the Doctrines. I'm using them on them as well. And we are really seeing a lot of these Modao in battles now, and they are really dominant in the right hands. So I thought we absolutely need to be giving them a revisit. But before we get stuck into that, someone has actually been crazy enough to sponsor this video on little old Evo's channel, so big thanks to Hero Wars. Hero Wars is a real diamond in the rough in the world of mobile games. So let's start playing some Hero Wars. This is an online role-playing action game with a variety of PvP and PvE modes. Here I can fight against powerful bosses and experience the story. The campaign style is really great. It feels like a classic fantasy game. While completing missions I can collect loot, upgrade my champions. The game has more than 50 unique heroes. Each one has unique abilities. Combine and assemble different teams to battle in the arena, or traverse the endless tower. But the main party happens online. You can create guilds, fight with other players, and constantly rise in rank. Join the game now and get a super chest with a secret hero, as well as getting 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Hero Wars is available on mobile devices and also runs in a web browser. Scan this QR code or download the game from the link in the description. I'll see you all in game. So once again, a big thanks to Hero Wars for sponsoring this video. It still seems like absolute madness to me that anyone thinks this crummy little YouTube channel is worthy of a sponsorship, but really grateful for the support. Anyway, let's cover the Modao Veterancy line and Doctrines very briefly before we hop into the battle. So Veterancy line wise, last time I went the top line. I basically had the Sealadar mindset of maximum damage, maximum cooldowns, let's just do as much damage in a shorter period as possible. Mostly because I hadn't really taken into account Modao defense at all, which reduces damage and puts them into sort of like a brace mode. So really when you start combining that with the much more defensively orientated bottom line, things like the 10% increased defense, increased health, reduced damage, etc., really starts to make them quite a tough and tanky unit. Actually, piercing defense wise, we're actually over 900, which is substantial when you've got 14,000 hit points. And then when you combine that with a 20% flat damage reduction, and there's range damage reduction here, that's a cavalry one, there's a range damage one here somewhere. Range damage, there we go, I knew it was here somewhere. I suppose it makes sense, it's the one with the arrow icon on it. Then, it means actually they take quite minimal amounts of damage when they're braced like that from range, considering that they're going to be without a shield. They obviously get the anti-cav stuff as well, still super effective like this, and actually the damage is still really, really intense. Particularly with things like the Carnage, when you get that to pop correctly, you really don't need that upper Veterancy line for the damage. Doctrine-wise, I've also changed a few things around. I've kept on the Modao Doctrine 2. You could really probably remove this. In effect, when they're embraced, they cause cavalry to stop or slow effectively. And this basically increases that duration. Is it useful for random sieges? Probably not very often. Is it useful for territory wars? Yeah, probably more so. But for random sieges, I think it's probably not really worthwhile. Kept on things like the piercing defense, but then we've just gone piercing damage, increased damage to units with a breakthrough doctrine and a siege fighter doctrine to really kind of bump up that damage, because I'm only going to realistically be using these in random siege battles. I can't even remember the last time I played a field battle, a long time ago. So, yeah, been getting on really well with them. I think for 305 leadership, obviously that will be going up at the end of the season. Even at the increased rate, I still think they are well worth using. At the moment, kit costs are really cheap, but still, the kit costs aren't going to be that crazy once we're out of Season and onto Season 9 as well. So, anyway, we've talked for far too long. Let's hop into some battles. Let's see what we can do with the Modao Battalion. So I thought we'd kick things off on the new Linru Fortress map. A little bit of an interesting situation. If you look here on the right, down the bottom of these stairs, the enemy unit of Modao is sat there. And you can see I'm thinking, God, as soon as I go past them, they're going to come up the stairs and attack me from the back. I mean, that's what I would do. So I kind of go forwards, but I'm watching them because I think they're going to come. And they do. So as soon as they make their move, I turn around. And because they've got to clear the stairs, I get the jump on them. I get my carnage into that unit of Modao. And we kill so many of them, you know, almost instantly. Then as the enemy team starts to move on me, I basically pull back. And I'm trying to block the passage to protect those muskets behind me. We actually work out pretty nicely. The brace, the Modao defence is a little bit squiffy. I didn't quite get them into a very nice formation before we braced them. But actually, we managed to stop the enemy charge, kill a few enemy heroes, stop them from pushing through, and we protected our muskets. And we got ourselves about 40 kills or so. Since we were so close to the supply point though, I decided to pull back. The rest of the team actually goes on to capture the A point. I guess I could have pushed with them there, but I mean, some of them are so low, you know, one musket bomb and we'll end up taking another 5 casualties. So for me, at this point, I kind of thought it was worth going back to the supply point. But it kind of shows the burst damage potential of this unit, even on that bottom veterancy line, because the fact that they can, particularly with their carnage, basically wipe out another tier 5 unit of those Modaos, you know, almost instantly, catching them at the top of the stairs there. And then just go into the brace, you see how well they held up against the enemy unit starting to push into them, and they actually did a fair few kills against them as well. So with us healed up, kind of looking to move back on. There's a few units here, initially couldn't see what they were, move up, and it's just a unit of Martellatori. Well, they don't call me Evo Slayer of Peasants for no reason. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but, you know, kill's a kill. We'll take it. So we just move in and just kill them, yeah. Okay, just some easy kills. They're not going to present any problem for any tier 5 unit, never mind a unit Modaos. Although we do get a nice little cheeky hero kill to go with it, which makes it all the nicer. So you've then got 2 options on this map. I can go up that staircase there on the right, which is basically the front way into the enemy base, or you can sort of go round to the left through this sort of a supply point on the left, and then up like this bit of scaffolding or framework, not quite sure what it's supposed to be, we'll call it scaffolding, and you can come up this way and it basically takes you into the back of the enemy base. This short sword, I'm not quite sure what he was trying to achieve, having a little bit of a poke around. He manages to sort of roll out of it, but loses most of his health. And manages to get a friendly unit of Modaos pushing up. So I'm calling my unit to me as well, because I want to go in as well. We've got a little bit of stuff there, but initially not too much. Just as we're going down though, can you see that unit of Iron Reapers on the right? I wanted to see what their charge was going to be like, but since it wasn't that effective, I just kind of ignored them and pushed straight on through, using my carnage to get straight stuck into the enemy unit, trying to pick up the kills. We do a little bit of a brace when we should probably just have kept pushing forwards. I was thinking about trying to go through the back, but there's a full unit of Fortebraccios there. So instead, I know there's another door just on the right here, so I'm trying to push the unit round, and we're continuously building up kills. We're up to over 80 kills now. And I managed to get the disruption in with my hero, and then just push in. I wish at this point I'd got my carnage. I mean, that would have been perfect, but not quite to be. I'm kind of trying to focus on the unit and this poleaxe, but this pike behind actually does a really good job and actually manages to kill me, unfortunately. But not before we'd managed to rack up 120 kills. And a lot of the unit survives. So we spawn, come back with the unit as the team's starting to push point, and actually we're able to get enough pressure on to sort of secure the point, help push it down. I just brace on the point so nothing else can sort of really push back through it, and we're able to actually sort of secure it, clear the enemy off the point, and actually get the win. And just over 120 kills with the Modaos in the end. Next up, Wolfort. Initially, just go straight in with the Carnage charge. There's a group of Berserkers in there, just want to try and deal with them straight from the off. And, you know, an immediate 13 kills just in one swing. And you can see actually how little damage it would take from those archers off to the left while in the brace skill. Push up, clear out the few peasants on the top. And just immediately move to the back, just to check it's clear. It is, so we're moving on. Obviously pushing just straight for the A point here. But the reason I put this clip in is because of the brace skill, and I wanted to show how little damage, or they take damage, but at least how well they hold up in pretty bad situations. So as we're pushing on to way, initially we just get a group of Black Dragon Spearmen approaching. Well, that says 3 kills like nothing else, and we even get a free little hero kill out of it as well. But I go into brace, because we've got quite a bit of stuff coming. We've got Iron Reapers coming from the front who charge straight in, immediately followed by a charge by Grey Hair Garrison. So we've got a lot of stuff now, and look how many kills we're starting to pick up to 46 kills, 47 kills. And look how well the unit is holding up, even though they've got 4 enemy heroes attacking them, a full stack of Iron Reapers and Grey Hairs pushing into the front. The unit takes a very minimal amount of damage, and then able to break formation, use the 2 key to really finish off that unit of Grey Hairs. Nearly get myself killed, try and clear the point. Nice, we've captured the point. Moving on, try and grab a few of this second unit of Grey Hairs as they run. Actually go for my Carnage on them, but I don't spot the enemy pike hero behind me, who manages to just get his ult off on me rather annoyingly. But still, kind of shows how well this unit holds up when in the brace skill. Finally, we move over to Sun City. These grey hair garrisons start pursuing us a little bit, so I managed to get the drop as this hero turns and locks, and then we can swing around the corner, go straight in with the Carnage, and actually get quite a good stuck in. The enemy Azaps from behind then charge in. I go for a lunge, but then push straight into brace, and look how much damage we get here. Just basically go from 70 to 90 kills almost instantly. Grab ourselves an enemy hero kill as well, and then we can start to push on. Just pushing into the remaining Azaps, but we've also got Pavis at the end of this corridor shooting into us, and we've got an enemy pike unit here as well as multiple enemy heroes. The unit just goes to work in this sort of situation. Really narrow corridors really seem to suit it quite well. We eventually sort of burst out and start getting stuck into just, well, basically anything we can find, and pick up ourselves a few more kills. The King Alpha comes around with his cavalry, actually managed to get those Pavis and sort of clear things up. That gave me a little bit of a break in the combat, so considering the unit's a bit damaged at this point, and we've only lost 4, it made sense to go back and heal up. Just had to deal with a few little Sons of Fenrir from behind, and then it's back to the supply point. But an easy way, just getting 60 kills, just in a matter of minutes. And that's really what this unit is all about for me. Now they've got that defensive line, they're a lot more tanky, they survive a lot better. Making use of that brace skill makes a big difference, both in terms of damage reduction, but actually gives them a very decent damage output. And then timing things like your Carnage, because it's got that long cooldown, you know, if you can get the timing of that right, then it can be a super effective skill. It can just kill so much stuff, particularly high tier stuff, in a very short amount of time, because it has that really high burst damage. But anyway, that's all we've got time for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for a lot more Conqueror's Blade content. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.